What is going on, Simulings? It is Chris here from AppSumo, and we have another product webinar and walkthrough for you today. Super excited to get going with this one. Today we're talking about Harmonizely. Harmonizely is a versatile self-serve scheduling tool that makes planning meetings simpler and less error-prone no matter the time zone. And it is available on AppSumo right now, starting at just $49. So we're going to be diving into this today. Before we get going, two things to point out. One, we will be sending out a replay after this, so if you have to pop out early or you miss anything, don't worry. We'll get that sent out to you, uploaded to YouTube. You can watch it as many times as you like. Number two, if you have any questions about Harmonizely as we're going through this walkthrough, you can just click that Q&A button below the video, type your questions out there, and we will circle back to those at the end if there are any. But other than that, I will turn it over to our friend here who is going to, if you want to turn on your screen share now, and we can get going with that walkthrough. And thank you for joining us this morning.
Yeah, sure. That's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. And I'm gonna turn off my camera because no need for me to be on here, and your screen is coming through clearly. So feel free to take it away.
Okay, hey everyone. My name is Rafał, and I'm the founder of Harmonizely. I am software engineer, and basically I work with the open source software, and I built this Harmonizely tool because I had a problem which I couldn't solve with the existing scheduling softwares, and I was not able to connect my private calendar. And there are plenty of scheduling tools which do a great job, but not every tool is like solving this specific problem. And I quickly saw that there are also other people having the same problem. So here it is. Here we have the Harmonizely. This is how it was built. And I'm gonna walk you through the dashboard, through the admin panel, through the scheduling process, and I will show you quickly what you can do with this tool and how helpful it can be for you. So we basically target a group of people, or actually a niche of people which are using not so popular calendars, which are like Google Calendar or Outlook or iCloud. But thanks to Harmonizely, you can connect different types of calendars, so not only those popular ones. Okay, so once you sign up, you will land on the dashboard where you will have some nice options here. And basically here on the left side, you will have the basic functions that you can find in the tool, which is like some of the statistics with the scheduled meetings. You will also have, you will be also able to preview the scheduled meetings with you. You can also customize the meeting types, which defines your, for example, availability, the meeting duration, and all that stuff related to the meetings. And you can also connect your calendars here, and you also have some integration, embedding options, and the appearance customizations. And also you can manage your organization, and of course the billing and the account settings. So I will walk you through one by one, and I will show you how to start with this tool. So first of all, you would have to connect your online calendar, because this is required if you want to use our tool. So you have to go to the calendar integration, and here you can connect your calendar. Right now I have my calendar connected here, so it's connected, but yeah, I can switch it at any time. And I have a few options here, so I can connect my Google Calendar, iCloud, Outlook, Office 365 calendar, and also the CalDAV calendar. So actually all of the calendars that are not the popular ones, which is the Google and all above here. So it can be, for example, Nextcloud, it can be Zoho calendar, yeah, the Fastmail calendar, for example. Okay, so in this case, I connected my Google Calendar, and once I do this, I have some more options in this calendar integration page. So once my calendar is connected, here on the left under the check calendars for availability, I will have a list of all my calendars that I have here, which are created on my, for example, Google account. This one is actually the shared one from the iCloud. I can also select it and Harmonizely will check it for the availability. So it will make sure that, for example, the meetings will not be double booked, and it can read your availability based on multiple calendars, but these calendars at the moment have to be shared. And you can also decide where you want to save your newly scheduled meetings. So here you can change that settings, and by default, it's my Google Calendar. Okay, so once you have this, you can copy here on the top right corner your link to your scheduling page, and it will look something like that. Let me paste it again. So this is how your clients will actually see your scheduling page, and here are the meeting types, which I will walk you through in a few minutes, because this is the most important part actually. But anyway, here you have a list of the meetings, and once you choose the meeting type, so for example, the 30 minutes meeting, you can choose a specific date and time, and you can simply schedule a meeting. So this is all, this form on the scheduling page is customizable. You can customize it by changing your settings in the meeting types. So I will talk about this in a few seconds. Let's go back here. Okay, so the meeting types. So like I said, on the scheduling page, you can see these meeting types, and you actually define them here in this page. So here I have the two meeting types, and let's edit one of them, for example, this one. Okay, so here you can change the name of that meeting type. So this is what will actually your client see on your scheduling page. In this case, we can change here the name, the description. You can also define how long the meeting should be. Like you can choose the values from the predefined options, but you can also type your custom value. So for example, if you want to have a meeting which is 50 minutes, for example, then you just type the 50 and you choose the custom 50 minutes. So you can type whatever value you want here, and this will be set. You can also customize your link to the meeting type. And for example, if you have like multiple clients and you want them to book a meeting with you, then you can create separate links per client to the meeting type. So for example, you can just grab the meeting type link and send it directly to the person with whom you want to book the meeting. And when it comes to the location, you have actually three options here. You can type the custom text yourself. So you can type where you want to meet with your invitees by default. And you also have an option to create a Zoom meeting. In this case, it will be required to connect your Zoom integration, which I will show you in a few minutes where you can do this. But when you have the Zoom integration connected and you have this option selected, Harmonizely will automatically generate a link to the meeting once someone will schedule a meeting with you. So you don't have to manually generate it for every client. It will happen out of the box. And there is a third option which lets your invitee decide where you want to meet. So for example, you can type here, we can see now additional input field where you can type like, where do we meet? And once we save it and go to this specific meeting type, we will see an input with your question and an option to actually ask your invitee where he wants to or she wants to meet with you. Okay, so this is when it comes to the location. And Yeah, there are also some settings related to the time zone. So you can automatically detect the time zone from your calendar. So the time zone will be always, like for example, invitees in time zone Europe, Warsaw or something. Then we will make sure that you will meet at the same time in different time zones, so to say. You can actually set the hard-coded value and you can set that the time zone must be always, for example, Europe, Warsaw. If you want to, of course, customize it, but in many cases, it's better if you set it to automatically detect. Yeah, you can here enable and disable the meeting types. So if it's disabled, it will not be visible on your scheduling page at all. It will be just visible in the meeting types. And you can make this meeting type link, or actually this meeting type page secret. So it won't be available on your scheduling page, but it will be only accessible using your link, which you know. So if you don't want to share it publicly, you can just simply grab it and share it directly with your client. So only they will know that this exists and they can book the meeting. It's also possible to show the phone number field if you want to ask your invitees or clients about the phone number field. You can do it as well. I can show you an example. I already have here the one with phone number field. It looks like that. The dialing code is automatically detected based on user location. So you can also change it. So it's really flexible. And okay, let's go back to the meeting types. And yeah, there is also the availability, which is actually your working hours. So here you can define when you are available. It's like the availability on top of your calendar availability. So you can say that, for example, on Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, you are online from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And what's the best here is that you can also create different intervals. So you can create that, for example, on Thursday, you are online for, or actually you are available for bookings from 8 to 4 p.m. And for example, from 8 p.m., sorry, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And you can define unlimited number of these intervals. You could also do, what you could also do here is set the availability for a specific date. So you can define that, for example, today or tomorrow, on that specific date, you are available from 8 to 4 p.m. and yeah, things like that. So this is configurable, and you can also add your custom multiple undefined, actually unlimited number of availability roles here. Okay, what's next? We have here the questions. So it's like you can ask your customers more, like, how to say it? You can ask your customers about more details when they schedule a meeting with you. So for example, you can ask what's the company size and ask for some more details. And you can create here two types of the question fields at the moment. So you have the one line and the multiple lines area. And you can, of course, make it required or actually show it on the scheduling page, or hide it by unselecting this option. So this is a nice way of asking about more details. Okay, what we have here is the scheduling notice and max advanced scheduling. So you can say, like, for example, that the clients can book a meeting with you no more than 4 weeks in advance, or days. You can type the weeks and the days. And you can also decide or actually limit how soon invitees can schedule a meeting. And you can also choose here the minutes, hours, and the days. So this is very useful if you don't want to have meetings scheduled like immediately when you are online. So you can, for example, say that you want to set the minimum booking notice for 1 day, for example. Okay. Anyway, let's go to the next one, which is the buffer times before the meetings. This is really useful if you don't want to have one meeting after another. So you can set your buffer times to, for example, 10 minutes. So Harmonizely will make sure that you will have at least 10 minutes before each meeting that is scheduled with you. So you can prepare, I don't know, some notes or change the room or something like that. And yeah, we also have the start time increments. So for example, if you have the meeting type duration set to 60 minutes, you can set the start increments to, for example, 15 minutes. And on your scheduling page, actually, let's save it. On your scheduling page, it will show you the intervals in 15 minutes. So yeah, you can see the first one starts at 8 a.m., then you have 8:15 a.m. So this is really flexible. Okay, let's go back to the start time increments. We also have an option to set the confirmation page. So if someone will schedule a meeting with you, you can redirect that person to an external URL, and you can type here your URL. So the user can be redirected to that. It can be with, you can put some more parameters if you want to pass it to your website and stuff like that. Yeah, we also have the email templates, but this is at the moment just the basic functionality. What you can do here is just add the additional text to the email notifications. So if you schedule a meeting, or if a client will schedule a meeting with you, you will get an email notification about the scheduled meeting, and the client will also get that email notification. What you could do is type some text here, and your invitee will see this in the email notification. It will look something like that. So you have the default template, which looks like this. And here is the custom text that I put for the test in this email notification. So it will show up always after this first paragraph, and this is the text that your invitee will see. This is the additional info that you pass here. And you can set it. You can set this text for other templates, like when the meeting is rescheduled and cancelled. So that's basically it when it comes to the meeting types. You'll probably have some questions, so I will answer them later in a few minutes. Okay, let's go to the integrations. So I mentioned that we have the Zoom integration. This is the built-in integration that we have here. So when it's connected, you can say that the links will be automatically generated. But what we have here as well is the Zapier integration. And actually, it's not like fully compatible Zapier integration, but it works with the Zapier. It's more like webhooks. So for example, if you use the Integromat, or some custom webhook, you can even type your custom URL here, or the Integromat webhook URL as well. So when the meeting will be scheduled, cancelled, or rescheduled, the data will be sent to the webhook. In this case, it will be Zapier. Okay, and yeah, you have also here the embed code options. This is very useful if you want to embed your scheduling page on, for example, WordPress website. At the moment, we have the iframe, and in many cases, it just solves the problem of embedding the scheduling page. Okay, what we have here is the appearance. So we lately built this editor where you can change the colors of your scheduling page, and it looks like this. You can customize the colors. We will be, of course, extending this functionality very soon, adding some more options. But at the moment, it's possible to change some colors, like the line, the tile, and all that stuff. So yeah, you can customize it to for your needs. So for example, if you embed your scheduling page on your website or your WordPress website, you can customize these colors and the appearance to your own website, so it feels like it's more yours, not ours. Okay, and what's also very important here is that you can invite more team members to your organization. So in this case, if you read them like 2 AppSumo codes, you will be able to create the organization. You can actually test this also in the trial. You will be able to create an organization and invite 1 more person to the organization. Yeah, so if you will have 2 AppSumo codes redeemed in the application, it will ask you to create the organization, and it will look something like that. You would have to, of course, fill in the name, the welcome message, also the link of the organization. So it will just create the organization, but together with this, it will create the scheduling page of the whole organization. And then on that scheduling page, you would be able, as an invitee or as a customer, as a client, you would be able to choose the member of a team. And then you would be able to preview his or her meeting types, and you would be able to book a meeting with that person. I will just show you in a few seconds how this works. And you could also connect your custom domain to the whole organization. So in this case, I connected meet.harmonizely.com. And sorry, if I go to this website, yeah, you can see that there are 2 team members. Yeah, I invited myself twice with different emails and with the same avatars, so just ignore it. But this is how it looked like. So this is your company or organization scheduling page. And let's say you can choose, I don't know, engineer or salesperson, and you can book a meeting with that person. So yeah, I choose now the person, and I have the meeting types here listed for each of the users. And yeah, I just go through the whole process of booking the meeting with that specific person. Okay, let's cancel it. And here you have a list of all of the users invited to the organization. You can invite more users by sending the invitation via email. So the user will get an invitation with the link, which he or she has to accept. And then here you will see the status that this person has joined the organization. You can also kick out different users and invite new users if you wish as well. So yeah, that's it when it comes to the organization. And yeah, I wanted to show you also this embed code. This is my example website where I embedded the scheduling page. And this is how it looks at the moment. So it depends on how your website is designed, but yeah, you can put it like this. Okay, yeah, there are also some account settings for the given user. So here you can, of course, upload your avatar. You can disable the Harmonizely branding. So in this case, we remove the logos and our links to our website. At the moment we use, because on AppSumo deal page, there were some questions about the custom SMTP, because at the moment, if you disable the Harmonizely, the email notifications with the schedule, with the info about the scheduled meetings will be sent from our email address. So that's the one thing which still left, and we will be improving that. We actually already work on a proper solution to accomplish that, solve that problem. But anyway, You can also provide here your name, welcome message, which is actually optional. If you don't want to put it, you don't have to. There is also your unique link and of course the custom domain. So you can connect your custom domain here as well. So let's say if you have an organization and you have the custom domain in the organization, then you can access that user scheduling page via his personal custom domain or the company or the organization scheduling page and the custom domain. So if I have a user which is, let me show, okay, let's go back to the organization. Yeah, and that's the user. So this is the user scheduling page in the organization. So you have the company logo here, and I can access the same user by just going to harmonizely.com, and that's the personal scheduling page of that person without the logo. The meeting types are the same at the moment, so they are shared between the organization and the personal account. Okay, we also are working at the moment on some really nice features, and we got a lot of feedback from you guys. So we will be for sure improving our tool, introducing our new changes. So some of you already know that we have the public roadmap. If you are not aware that such roadmap already exists, you can check it here on Trello, and you can find it in our help docs by just typing the roadmap, and then it will show up here the article with a link to this roadmap. Okay, so that would be it from my side.
Awesome, great. Thank you so much for going through all that. I see a handful of questions that we can go through now. I'll read out to you. So the first one is, if you send a link to the calendar for a customer, will they see all the meeting options or just the one that I send them?
The meeting option. Okay. Yeah. So if you create the meeting type, which is secret, then they will only see that specific meeting type. So let's say you have this one, which is secret, and you can, for example, send it to one client, and you can name it client one something. Then they will be able to see only that specific calendar, actually your scheduling page with the calendar and your availability. If this is what you meant.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, cool. All right, the next question. Can questions be mandatory? For example, must specify a phone number or email to book a meeting?
Yes, you can set these fields as mandatory or optional. At the moment, you can enable the phone number field, which will always be mandatory by default. We are working on changing that so it can be optional. So you will have an option to make it optional. But here, if you go to the questions in the meeting type settings, you can actually check if it's required or not.
Awesome.
And
all right.
Yeah.
Cool. Next question. Will the customer automatically see the meeting in their own time zone?
Yes. If, like I said, in the meeting types, you can choose to automatically detect the time zone from the calendar. So let's say I'm in a time zone Europe, Warsaw, and if I go to your scheduling page, try to my scheduling page, I will always see the availability in my time zone. And if you are in, for example, America, Chicago, you will see the times in the America, Chicago time zone. You can also change it yourself manually if you're in a different time zone. But the time zone is automatically detected, so no matter where you're located, it will automatically detect the time zone.
Awesome. All right. So next question, it looks like there is a color option for easy meeting type recognition. Will the color transfer to my main calendar, such as Office 365?
I don't know if I got that question. Okay. I think I got that. I think you're referring to this color. If not, because
yeah, so would that color also push through to the calendar that it's linked up with?
No, actually it's not. It's totally separate thing, separately from the calendar, so it won't be pushed. You can choose whatever color you want here, and it will like show up here. Let's go here, for example. So it's totally independent. It's not connected to your calendar color.
Got it. Okay. All right. How does somebody remove the branding if that's at all possible?
Yes, it's possible. You can go to your account settings, and here you can just disable the Harmonizely branding, and it will be turned off. I can, for example, enable it right now, and if I go to the scheduling page, you will see the logo, Harmonizely logo, and if I disable it, it will be gone, and the same will happen in the email notifications.
Okay, cool. All right. Crystal is asking, is there a setting that will allow you to accept or reject a meeting request?
Not at the moment, but we will be introducing this feature. It's on our roadmap for some time already, but at the moment it's not possible. So if you go to My Meetings, I actually forgot to show this view. So when you go to My Meetings, you can see the meetings that are scheduled with you here in My Meetings tab, and you have all of the details here. So you can reschedule, you can cancel, you can add private note if you want something to add only for yourself, only you will see this. And it will be automatically accepted by default. So you can only just cancel it if you don't want it at the moment.
Okay. All right. Let's see. If the customer is scheduling through the organization, is there a way for them to schedule both A, with a specific individual in an organization, and B, with the first available person in the company?
Yeah, it's called round robin scheduling. We don't have this at the moment, so you have to go. Actually, your invite will have to go to the organization scheduling page, and what they will be able to do, they will be just able to choose the specific person from the organization and book a meeting with that specific person. So it will not automatically assign the person from your team to this meeting. Not yet.
Okay. All right. Barry is asking, are there options or plans to send text message reminders to the client of an upcoming meeting?
Yes, that's already on our roadmap, and we will be working on that right after the new year. We will be first introducing the email reminders in the meeting types, and then we would be also introducing, the plan is to introduce the SMS reminders. So yeah, at the moment it's not available yet, but yeah, it will be soon available.
Awesome, great. And the last thing, would you mind navigating over to the AppSumo deal page and just kind of going over briefly what's included in the AppSumo deal?
Okay. Okay, let me load it. Okay, so let me actually explain you. Let me scroll down here to the pricing, because there were also some questions about these plans and the team support and all that stuff. So basically, if you buy the one AppSumo code for Harmonizely, you will be able to just create an account for yourself and use all of the options that we have in the Pro plan. But if you would want to have the organization features and be able to create the organization, invite more people to the organization, then you would have to buy additional code. So actually, the team plan, the team features, if you want to use them, you would have to buy the 2 promo codes and redeem them. So if you redeem 2 promo codes, at least 2 promo codes, you would be able to create an organization in Harmonizely, where you would be able to invite 1 more person. So it depends how many codes you have, and then you would have this number of users which you would be able to to invite to your organization. And yeah, like the Pro plan includes all the unlimited meeting types, so you can create unlimited number of these meeting configurations that I showed you before. You can also yeah, you also have an option to disable the Harmonizely branding. You can also custom the connect the custom domain, and we don't have any limits on the custom domains. So if you want to switch your domain at any time, you can just simply go to your account settings and switch it there. And yeah, all the integration, all the ProPlan features are already included into that. So like I said, if you buy at least 2 AppSumo codes, coupon codes, then you would be able to create an organization and you would be able to invite more additional people. So that's the difference between 2 users or 1 users.
Awesome. Very cool. Great. Well, before we sign off, do you have any final things that you would like to say to Simulings on here?
Yeah, thank you very much for checking our deal on AppSumo. We really appreciate your feedback in the questions in the comments. Thank you for all of the reviews. And yeah, we'll be answering the new questions all the time. So if you have any questions, just simply write it on AppSumo deal or just send us a message directly. It would be nice to have it, of course, on the AppSumo deal page, because then everyone could see this. And yeah, thank you very much for buying the codes for the Harmonizely, for investing your time in checking our tool. I really appreciate your time, your efforts, and it means a lot to us.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Thank you so much for hopping on and joining. Again, Simulings, it's available on AppSumo right now, starting off at just $49. Again, it's all backed by the AppSumo 60-day guarantee. So feel free to pick up 1 or multiple codes, get this plugged in, start scheduling your meetings. And if you have any of those questions, again, you can drop those on the deal page or reach out to the Harmonizely team directly. And I want to thank you very much for hopping on and joining us today and going through this walkthrough. Super helpful for everybody on here. And yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. Again, thank you very much, and we'll be talking soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care, guys.
Take care.